Now, you speak of the growth of mobile money and also has been monitored by Zicta, and it is a growing business. But there's that conversation around the intermediaries who are the mobile money agents in this case, and how they may seemingly become redundant as the fintech space continues to innovate and grow.
Yeah, so that is a very, very important question. And, unfortunately, this is a conversation that even the agent community itself is not having. But of course, we are trying to ensure that we put this information out there. We see how mobile money has been evolving over time. So, just to answer this question so that you can appreciate where we are coming from, let me quickly just highlight a brief history in terms of how the agent networks have evolved. So if you look at initially when we just began mobile money, when network providers and even banks began rolling out mobile money services, usually we had a population that really depended so much on, facilitating cash in, cash out transactions. At some point we didn't have this interoperability we are seeing, where Zamtel, you can transfer your money from Airtel mobile money account and vice versa, or from the bank to your mobile money. You agree with me that these interoperabilities were not really there. So customers actually really depended on an agent to facilitate this. They'll go at a booth or a shop that is providing mobile money services. They'll withdraw money from one account and deposit in another. So that was more of what we are referring to as evolution 1.0. Then after some time, we moved into evolution 2.0, where we are seeing more and more of these network operators and banks collaborating. They have increased their collaboration. So what that means is you have a number of platforms now, that mobile money platforms, that are now talking to each other. So facilitating transactions, okay? We are now moving into a space where, things are being made easy. I think the focus has been on the consumer. How do we make the processes seamless? Now, we moved eventually into currently what we are calling evolution 3.0, where we are seeing more and more payment systems are being digitalized now. You find that you can literally do anything without having to withdraw cash or needing to use cash. You have now network operators coming up with systems such as Airtel Pay, Momo Pay, Zamtel Pay, and they're also pushing for that, where you can go into a shop, you just pay using your mobile money. We've seen this is like literally happening. So what that means now for an agent community, of course, on one hand, we are glad because this is fitting well in Zambia's digital transformative agenda. I know the country wants to digitalize so that we move to a cashless society. That is on one hand. But on the other hand, the digitalization of these payment systems, of course, has brought a number of challenges for the agent community. So if you see a lot of transactions being recorded, increase in volumes of money, that does not necessarily translate into more gains or more commissions or more businesses for us. Because the question is, how much of that money is passing through our hands? How many of those huge transactions are we really facilitating? They have actually reduced. So what we've seen is with time, overall commissions have been reducing in terms of what one was able to make compared to what they are currently making because of all these, digitalizing of payment systems. So for us now, the focus is how do we ensure that we make this business viable? Because I think once we move into distribution 4.0, I think we'll reach an extent where it will be very challenging for me or anyone who's an agent or engaged in this business to kind of survive. So in terms of payments, that is one of the huge challenges that the nation's digitalization agenda has brought about. So now the question is, how do we help agents explore the opportunities? Because we believe with the digital transformative agenda, of course, on one hand, it's bringing a bit of challenges, but we also believe on the other hand, there are opportunities that we need to leverage, so that I think we move away from our traditional role of just facilitating cash in, cash out, and really define what will be our role in the digital economy.